The golden boots Marina stood in the doorway of her mother-in-law's bedroom, watching Svetlana parade around in designer boots that cost more than Marina's entire monthly salary. "These are exquisite, aren't they, Dima?" Svetlana cooed to her son, Marina's husband. 75,000 rubles, but I'm worth it." Then, turning to Marina with a cold smile, she added, "And the daughter-in-law can keep wearing her rags. She doesn't need anything new." Marina felt something inside her crack, but she said nothing. She had learned that silence was sometimes the only weapon she had. If you're drawn to stories about family drama, resilience and the power of standing up for yourself, please hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, leave a comment about your own experiences, and subscribe to Trillionaire in Love for more inspiring tales that touch the heart. Marina had married Dima 3 years ago, believing she had found her soulmate. He was charming, attentive, and seemed to adore her. But from the moment they exchanged vows, something shifted. Svetlana, who had seemed pleasant enough during their courtship, transformed into a different person entirely. She criticized everything about Marina: her cooking, her cleaning, her clothes, her family background. Nothing Marina did was ever good enough. And Dima, who had once defended her so passionately, gradually became quieter, more passive, always caught between the two women in his life. The apartment they lived in belonged to Svetlana, a fact she never let Marina forget. "My home, my rules," she would say whenever Marina tried to rearrange furniture or add a personal touch. Marina worked as a teacher at a local school, a job she loved, but that paid modestly. Every ruble she earned went toward household expenses, groceries, and helping her own aging parents. She wore the same clothes year after year, mending them carefully when they tore, making do with what she had. She never complained. She had been raised to be strong, to endure, to put family first. But watching Svetlana parade around in those 75,000 ruble boots while mocking her worn shoes was the final straw. What hurt most wasn't the boots themselves. It was that Dima had paid for them. Dima, who told Marina just last week that they couldn't afford to replace her winter coat, the one with the broken zipper that let the cold seep through. Dima, who said they needed to save money for the future. Dima, who apparently had a very different definition of "we" than Marina had believed. That evening, after Svetlana had retired to her room, Marina confronted her husband. "Why?" she asked simply, her voice steady despite the storm raging inside her. "Why can your mother have boots that cost 75,000 rubles while I'm wearing shoes with holes in them?" Dima looked uncomfortable, avoiding her eyes. Mama needed them. Her feet hurt. "They're orthopedic," Marina laughed, a bitter sound. "Orthopedic boots with Italian leather and gold buckles." "Dima, I'm not stupid." He shifted, defensive now. "She's my mother. I have to take care of her. You wouldn't understand. You're not a parent." Those words cut deeper than any of Svetlana's insults ever had. Marina didn't sleep that night. She lay awake, thinking about the past 3 years, about all the times she had swallowed her pride, about all the moments she had convinced herself that things would get better. She thought about the future she had imagined with Dima: children, a home of their own, partnership and respect. She realized with painful clarity that she had been living in a fantasy. The man lying beside her wasn't the partner she needed. He was a son first, a husband second, and somewhere along the way, he had forgotten that marriage meant building a new family, not just serving the old one. The next morning, Marina did something she had never done before. She called in sick to work. Then she went to visit her own mother, whom she hadn't seen in weeks because Svetlana always found reasons why Marina needed to stay home. Her mother, Tatiana, took one look at Marina's face and knew. Over tea in her small, warm kitchen, Marina told her everything. She cried for the first time in months, letting out all the pain and frustration she had been holding inside. Tatiana listened, her weathered hands holding Marina's tightly. When Marina finished, her mother said something that changed everything. "My darling girl, love should never make you feel small. A real man doesn't let his wife be humiliated. He doesn't choose comfort over courage. You deserve to be someone's first choice, not their afterthought." Those words gave Marina the strength she needed. She went home and began making plans. She contacted a lawyer friend who explained her rights. She opened a separate bank account and began secretly saving every ruble she could. She reached out to colleagues about housing options. She started documenting every instance of mistreatment, every cruel comment, every time Dima chose his mother over their marriage. She wasn't rash or impulsive. She was methodical, careful, determined. 3 months later, Svetlana made another mistake. She threw away a dress that Marina had received from her late grandmother, calling it garbage that clutters my apartment. When Marina discovered what had happened, something inside her finally broke free. That evening, with Dima and Svetlana both present, Marina stood tall and spoke in a voice that rang with newfound confidence. "I'm leaving," she announced. "I found my own apartment. I've already moved most of my belongings. Tomorrow I'll take the rest." Svetlana laughed mockingly. "Where will you go? What will you do? You have nothing without us." Marina smiled, a real smile this time. "I have myself. I have my dignity. I have my future. That's more than enough." Dima finally reacted, panic flooding his face. "Marina, wait. We can work this out. I'll talk to Mama. Things will change." But Marina shook her head. "You've had 3 years to talk to your mama, Dima. 3 years to choose our marriage, to defend me, to build a life with me. You chose differently every single time. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done." She paused, looking at both of them. "I hope someday you understand what you lost. Not because I'm perfect, but because I tried. I gave everything I had to this family, and it was never enough. I deserve someone who thinks I'm enough exactly as I am." The months that followed weren't easy. Marina's small apartment was a fraction of the size of Svetlana's home, and money was tight. But for the first time in years, she felt like she could breathe. She decorated her space exactly how she wanted. She wore her rags with pride, knowing they represented her authenticity and resilience. She reconnected with friends she had lost touch with. She rediscovered joy in small things. A cup of coffee enjoyed in peace. A book read without interruption. The freedom to make her own choices. One day, nearly a year after she left, Marina ran into Dima at a shopping center. He looked tired, older somehow. He asked if they could talk, and Marina agreed to have coffee. He told her that Svetlana's demands had only increased after Marina left. He had finally seen, too late, the toxicity of their relationship. He apologized genuinely for everything. Marina listened with compassion, but without the pain that would have once accompanied such a conversation. "I forgive you, Dima," she said gently. "But I won't come back. I've built a new life and I'm happy. I hope you find the courage to do the same." As she walked away, she felt lighter than she had in years. Marina's story is a reminder that we teach people how to treat us by what we tolerate. It's a testament to the strength that comes from choosing ourselves, even when it's terrifying. Love shouldn't diminish us. It should make us stronger, braver, more fully ourselves. And sometimes the greatest act of love is walking away from people who refuse to see our worth. If Marina's journey resonated with you, please show your support by liking this video, sharing it with someone who might need this message, leaving your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribing to Trillionaire in Love for more powerful stories about courage, resilience, and the triumph of the human spirit. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need to hear these stories. Thank you for being part of our community.